This is DMG, you're watching 70 System, and today is the best part of any Wednesday. It's Treacherous Trap Tuesday, and we're going to talk about something a little bit slower, but still in that fiendish trap. We can talk about the duster. So if you're enjoying these videos, consider supporting me on patreon.com/70system. You can also check out Facebook and Twitter /70system and click the bell next to the notification, next to the subscribe button in order to receive notification of when these videos come out. So the duster, ooh, what the hell are you talking about? This is an extremely simple trap, and it plays on the whole idea of a delayed effect. So this trap is obfuscated in the fact that it is part of a doorway. So the door itself is the trigger, and in the lunatic that sits at the top there, you open the door, and as you pass through, you are dusted with something. So in this example, I will use iron filings. It's obfuscated, it looks like an ordinary door. You pass through, you get fine dust of iron filings that land on top of you. So that's the trigger. The door just open and close, and that triggers this to come through a little slot in the top of the lamble, the thing at the top. Now the effect is where this gets interesting. Nothing actually happens to the person right now. Further down the line, they're wandering through the dungeon, and they come across a rust monster. Now they're covered in iron filings. Who do you think it's going to attack first? Senor covered with iron filings. Or senorita covered with iron filings. That is probably the weirdest accent I've ever done. In terms of resetting, it's just a big ass trough of iron filings above the door. So every time the door opens and closes, people get dusted. And that's what they then later on they meet this hive of rust monsters. So of course you can change this to something like a sucrose powder that attracts explosive bees. We haven't spoken about explosive bees yet, but we will get there. So really you are turning the player characters into bait for some sort of monster that occurs later on. The trap will be rather difficult to detect because there's not really that much to it. Simply opening and closing the door just opens and closes the little gateway that just dusts whatever is in there onto the characters as they pass through. Of course, you can allow the characters to do perception checks or senses checks or whatever the game requires to see if they notice that they're being dusted with this stuff. And even if they do, it's like, sucrose. Well, why is there so many iron filings? It won't make sense until much later on. Of course, if they watch these videos, then they'll go, oh my god, iron filings! Take off all their clothes, shave their hair. So you can have several of these dotted through your dungeon. You can have a menagerie of crazy stuff that attacks them in the final room. So you've got explosive bees, rust monsters, vampires, whatever you've decided to dust them with. You can have all these things collected in one area. But no. The fact that you can have different elements within that trap is really how the trap can adapt as well. It's very simple, and as a dungeoneer it wouldn't be super expensive, so it's something you would basically have to trap a rust monster and just put some iron filings in a door. Very cheap from a dungeoneering perspective, so very useful. So that was Treacherous Trap Tuesday. I hope you enjoyed this video. Click the like button, and I'll see you in the next one.